standing here at the border of Fortress Europe. Behind me is Ceuta, the Spanish enclave on the African continent. And I'm standing in Morocco. And on Thursday, over 60,000 migrants forced their way into the Spanish territory in what was the biggest arrival of migrants in the EU on a single day ever. And it was absolutely chaotic pandemonium. Some tried to swim around this headland, round the razor wire. Others forced their way through the border. And 57 perished trying to make it to the European promised land. Those wishing to reach Europe often have been swimming around this headland, around this razor wire and across the bay. And this morning we saw a migrant attempting this journey, and the Moroccan riot police were trying to stop him by throwing stones at him, and it didn't make any difference, and he carried on swimming. Riot migrants torched over a dozen cars and a bus here at the border as they tried to force their way onto Spanish territory. And this morning we've witnessed mobs being driven back from the border by Moroccan police as they try and make their way to Europe. We've seen migrants trying to swim around the border fence, around this headland here where we're standing, to try and get to Ceuta. Police are doing what they can to stop them. So Mohammed, you were part of the migrants' influx of trying to get to the Spanish enclave over there. Tell me what happened.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I go to Ceuta, Ceuta 40 minutes swimming. Me and my friend with the packet. We have the food. But life in Ceuta, it's not better. It's just better with my sand. Because we don't have any food, any water, any work, everything. We don't have anything.
And Mohammed, you've got your backpack on here. You swam for 40 minutes across the bay.
Yes, 40 minutes swimming.
Were you tired? Was it dangerous?
It's very, very dangerous. If you don't good to swimming, you can't go because it's dangerous.
So you told me earlier you'd like to go to London, like to go to Britain. Why do you want to go to Britain, to Europe?
Because I want to change my life. That's it. I have my family in here, and I have my work, and I have my car, but I want to change my life because we look the video. Europe, it's good to Morocco. Europe, it's very nice. But can I go to Ceuta? It's not better. In my hand, I give Morocco. It's better to Ceuta.
And will you try to get to Europe again?
One time, maybe, but right now. I'm tired. I go my family. I go my home, and that's it. It's finished.
Blame it on Minnesota because they're grossly incompetent. There was a cyber attack of 30 water plants. You know, I saw Spain yesterday, and I watched the catastrophe that took place. It looks like an invasion of a country by hundreds of thousands of people. And that same thing's going to happen to us if the Republicans don't get elected, except worse. Much bigger, much easier to get into. But we have the safest border in the world. If we're not in office, our country will be invaded at levels that made Spain look small time. And when I watched it, I said, boy, I'm going to say it because I knew you were going to be at Camp David. And I say, that's going to be a talking point for the midterms. Because when you look at what happened to Spain, they don't know what to do. And it's happening again today. They're coming in by the tens of thousands. They're just invading the country. And what that is weak law, bad management, but very liberal law. They passed a couple of laws, and people read. You know, people are smart. They read from other countries, and they swam that 3-mile swim or however they got in, but nobody's seen anything like it. That will look good compared to what's going to happen to the United States.
It's a concerning situation, and I know people will see those scenes and want something to be done, more to be done. What I have done is firstly keep the current Home Secretary in place, because the plan she has implemented has started to make a difference. Although this is the peak period of the year for crossings, overall the number of crossings is down, the number of removals of people is up. So there is progress, but we both recognise that we need to do more. And I will make a visit very shortly to Border Force on the South Coast to see the situation for myself, assess it, and then agree with the Home Secretary what further we need to do. We've made headway, but certainly more is needed. I mean, obviously that's a matter for the Spanish government first and foremost, but it is a cause for concern, and we are making contact with the Spanish government, the Spanish authorities, to provide support, but also to understand the implications of that situation.